Hi there, my name's Nick, and I've always been told that I'm eccentric, odd, weird, or downright crazy. As it turns out, I have both autism and ADHD, which as a combo make me conspicuously quirky. In this space, I share with you what life is like having these two conditions. Hi there, I'm Nick. Today, I want to talk about another one of the sensory issues. Number 3, touch. Now, a lot of autistic people do not like to be touched, at least not by people they aren't very close to. And even then, it can still be uncomfortable. I spoke to one autistic chap who said to me that he hated all forms of physical contact, no matter who it was, and he would always cringe away and pull himself taut if people tried to hug him. He absolutely hates it. Now, for me, touch has to be strictly on my terms. I am not socially touchy. I don't like shaking hands or greeting or farewell hugs. In fact, I even hate reaching past a person to pick something up. I prefer to stand and wait until the person has moved away or stepped back to let me near. I hate to be told, hey, just reach past me and grab it, it's okay. I stretch my arm out as far as I can, but the rest of my body is generally really tense, and inside I'm cringing and straining to pull away in the opposite direction. Even if it's someone I know, I like to have a degree of space between myself and another person at all times. I mean, I don't even like people sitting next to me on the couch, even if we're friends. It's just uncomfortable. It's okay within an intimate relationship with a lover. And as a mother, I do like to hug my kids, but they're both grown men now, and they're not really wanting mum's hugs that much. Tactile sensitivity is a big thing for a lot of autistic people. Clothing is an issue. I hate any tight clothing, including waistbands, seams, bras. Anything that causes pressure in a single place is a problem. I hate labels in clothes, like they're itchy and scratchy and horrible. I quite often unpick them, or I'll get things where just stuff is printed on the inside rather than on the back of my neck. I prefer cool, soft, loose cut clothing and soft elasticated waists rather than a fixed waistband. And I hate belts and buckles and anything like that. I have to be really careful about how I do my laces up, and they've got to be nice and even. I hate wearing jeans. They're really uncomfortable, but I keep wearing them because you're supposed to wear jeans. And pockets are really practical, but I'm not able to go an entire day wearing them. And I generally wear a loose t-shirt or something over the top so that I don't actually have to do them up. And then I'll put things in my pockets and stand up and then realize that, my trousers aren't done up, and so I have to do them up so they just fall down in public. Getting comfortable in bed, that's a nightmare. Pajamas have seams run down the side of the body, and I like to sleep on my side. So I have to adjust so that I'm not touching the seam, or there's no pressure on the seam. And I have to wear pajamas because I can't stand the feeling of my own skin touching itself. So I can't handle my legs touching each other. So I've got to have a barrier in between. The sheets also have to be perfect. They can't have wrinkles, because I can feel all the wrinkles in the sheets, any folds in the mattress protector, any unevenness in the mattress. So it takes me a while to get comfortable. I've usually spent so much time fidgeting around trying to get everything lined up perfectly that once I've done that, I'm no longer sleepy. And, I have to go and find something else to do. Despite that, touch is a really useful sense. And as much as I hate the wrong physical contact, I use touch to learn about my environment. By that, I mean I walk around and I touch or stroke inanimate objects. Buildings, walls, poles, trees, plants, just things with different textures. I touch. I refrain from licking, as I was taught licking things is inappropriate and germy. And although I still wish to taste unusual things from time to time, I generally can stop myself from doing so. I know this is odd, but I don't want to touch them. I frequently wish to lick humans to see what they taste like. I don't want to eat them. I just want to give them a little lick. And I know that sounds a bit odd. And I know it's not allowed. So I do refrain from doing that. That was quite a digression, because that's all I have to say about taste anyway, because taste is not an issue for me. Back onto touch, I really like to put my hands into the earth and feel it. I like to feel sand and mud and clay and flowing water. I feel a lot through my palms. Now, I'm not sure what it is that I feel, and I only get the feeling from like living things. So I often hold out my palms near plants or trees and stuff like that, because it's like nice and tingly, and it's sort of like an energy thing, energy feedback I get from alive things when it's through the palms for some reason. That means I have to be careful in plant nurseries, as I really, really, really want to stroke everything and touch everything and sniff and lick things, but I know I'm not supposed to. And it's actually quite hard to control those urges. My world and my way of learning about the environment around me is intensely sensory. I don't see other humans going around doing the things that I want to do and sometimes slip out of me. I've generally learnt to handle the odd looks I get and any teasing and laughter, because touch is great for learning. And at the end of the day, I'm a deeply inquisitive being. And you don't have to worry, because I know which plants are poisonous, because I have this habit of habitually taking hundreds of photographs every time I go out. And then I come back and I will identify the plants. Because nature, yeah, that's kind of a thing for me. Anyway, thank you and be well.